Hello everyone, my name is Vlad and welcome to my channel. It is Christmas Day and I decided to make this episode to show you the progress I made on my underground railway. For those who don't know, I have a huge underground railway under my entire city, and I've been working on the new expansion area and I've made some really big drastic changes to it. So I'm going to show you these changes. I think they're really cool. I think it makes it even look better. And why don't we get started right now? So first of all, if I go to my older railway on my other side of my city, you notice that the way I make my curves is I make them kind of segmented, kind of zigzagged. As you can see here, they're always vertical or horizontal. And although that looks pretty cool, and that's entire railway is like that, I wanted to really curve it, make it kind of more of a curved tunnel. So why don't we go to the new area right now? I'll show you what I've done. So moving here, as you can see, my massive underground railway. And we're going to go to the new area where I've made a much stronger foundation out of wood. And here we go. So this is my expansion area of the brand new city. The first thing you'll notice is that the railway walls are actually circular. Well, sort of circular, but they're much circular than they used to be. And I will go over how I did that. And I've got my brand new station included in here. And what I've done is I've added a roadway sort of to get to the bottom gorge area, and my older station, and of course my where the train parks, and also goes to the older area. So why don't we get started on a little bit of a tour of this area, and I'll show you what I've done. So firstly, I kept this area pretty much the same. One thing I've done now is I've ballasted my tracks a little differently. On the straightaways, I still use just studs right here, and of course the finishing tiles on top. Kind of want to make it a more concrete look. But what I've done here is I've used finishing tiles on the curves to keep the track at the same level, and I use kind of clamps, as you can see right here, to clamp it down in certain key areas. So the track is straight, there's no up and highs and low points, and it's very stable, as you can see right here when I pull on it. And these little clamps I consider like I've looked at railways and they have little junction boxes and cables and so forth underneath. So I think it just added a nice little texture to it. So that's how I've been going to be doing all my tracks from now on. And the biggest thing what I've done is I've used hinges. And as you can see right here, I'll get to that on the other side when I show you the other side of it a little later, how I did this with hinges. And here, as you can see, the flat hinges and a little bit of a column here between. I've basically kept them the same as I have always. I just made them sitting on curves. And I've also, they're very strong, and I'll get into that too. So I have the railway going curved around the back here of the train station. And then what I've also done is I've added a roadway where the train crosses, kind of like this is an underground roadway. Comes from the surface to the gorge area. There's a bus waiting for the train to pass. And we'll get a little bit more into that a little bit later, why I have a roadway down here. Here you can see the back of them, the segments. So I use the hinges right here, here, and here. And what I've done is I use finishing tiles on the bottom, and I've used these bricks here to push it out. So basically it's totally secure, and it's in the horizontal and vertical positions, like these two segments. That's what holds it in place. It's pretty secure. I've also made the tops, bridged them as best as I could, and I think it turned out really nice. Really like the texture. The only thing is there's a little bit of a groove here. Right there's a bit of a groove along the where the wall splits and curves, but I think it's a really good compromise. I've also added the new train station, which I did shown in my last video. So now it's in place. And here's my large curve returning. And as you can see, it is totally curved, segmented curved all the way around using, again, hinges. And in this horizontal area is connected to this one. So it's solid. So this is pretty solid. So it doesn't move. And it looks really good. I really think that this curved segment is now much better than my old system, and I'm going to actually convert my whole railway to this system. And that's because I'm going to create a whole wooden subbase for it. So when I get to these areas over here, I'm going to take off the top and I'm going to support them with a wooden frame. And I'm going to redo all the track ballasts and the walls just like I do here, because I think this is really cool, and I think it's way better than what I have, and it looks really good. What I've also done is I've also made sure that the larger train, the new Lego train, can run in this loop, because the other one used to hit corners. So I ensured that that can happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to light it up, and I'm going to show you one of the trains going through it. Here it is with the lights turned off and the LED lights turned on. This is what it's going to look like when it's underneath the tables. So I have one light here in the curve approaching the station. I don't put lights everywhere because I do believe that in tunnels there necessarily don't have to be lights in areas that aren't needed to be lit. Here's my train station lit up, new one. And then the underground roadway is lit up as well. So you can see the bus waiting there, and the tunnel. And also the old station is lit up, the older station as well. And same with the mini train yard where the train comes out. So why don't I run the train right now, and we'll kind of see how that goes. This is the brand new train from Lego, so it actually does maneuver through the tunnels. Here it is. Comes around to the back, around to the station, and around the curve. Comes out to back to the station, and then out it goes. Here it is with the LED lights on and the lights turned on, so I can show one more pass of the train. As you can see, it fits really nicely, even though it's longer carts, so therefore all the other trains will fit. I'll move a pan away so you can see it goes around the curve, comes out the side here, and then runs back towards the old part of the train. There you have it. That is my new railway. I think it really turned out well, and it's awesome. I will be putting the tables back on and putting the above ground segment that I had done, the amusement park and the custom hotel. And until next time, have a great day and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, and we'll see you later.